Seeing the future is a topic of debate. Some would love to even get a glimpse of their future, and others say even attempting to see the future would lead to guaranteed personal ruin. Whatever your opinion is, I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to share the secret of how to see your future. People have a desire to know about things that they really shouldn't know. I think curiosity is part of being human, to knowingly seek out information that normally wouldn't be available, no matter the cost. I don't condemn or condone this behavior. I'm merely here to explain how someone possessing sufficient determination, courage, or maybe stupidity might come by some of this information. Specifically, how someone might learn everything they need to know about their future. It won't be easy for you. Fair warning. The future is a complicated matter, so you won't just find what you're looking for on any street corner. But, if you follow these instructions, you just might be able to find out what you need to know without any serious consequences. The first matter of importance is the time of the month. There needs to be no moon in the sky on the night that you are seeking your answers. But the weather is unimportant. Cloudy skies obscuring the moon will not do. Honestly, if you're already looking for loopholes, you probably should just stop right now. It must be a new moon for you to find the object. You will need to go to an abandoned building. One much bigger than a house. It could be a factory, a refinery, a hospital. You get the idea. It must be away from an urban area with lots of noise and traffic, as being interrupted would be a very poor idea. This means you must do this alone. This point cannot be stressed enough. It would be a good idea to decide on a suitable building before the new moon. You see, the building must be quite specific in its design. You need to find a room within the building that is situated below ground level, with no windows or any other light source. It must be of moderate size, not an aircraft hangar or a broom closet. The room you select must have a door on the southern side of the room. This is of the utmost importance. Please do not get your sense of direction confused. Doing it in a room with a northern situated door would be a very poor way to spend an evening. The room must have a storage unit of some description in it. Possibly a desk, drawers, cabinet, or sizable box. The storage unit must have been in the room already. Do not bring any such items in it with you. Whatever you do, until it is a new moon and you are fully committed to your quest, do not open the storage unit. If you do, you will not find what you are seeking. You see why identifying a suitable room and building before the new moon is ideal. It might take a while, but seeing your future shouldn't be easy. When you go back on the new moon, you must be prepared to enter the room completely naked. That means no wristwatches, cell phones, nothing. Try to remember where the storage unit is within the room, and practice gauging time with no phone or watch. The task will only be completed between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. Opening the drawer or unit before 2 a.m. will simply result in a failure. Having the drawer open after 3 a.m. can cause even more trouble. If the storage unit is definitely not where it was the last time, get dressed and leave. Never try again. You'll be happier for it. If the unit is about where you remember, you are ready to go. Open the drawer after 2 a.m. and reach inside of it. You should feel a small candle and a box of matches, as well as a larger item. The larger item is an old Polaroid camera. Light the candle and place it against the eastern wall of the room. Again, please don't mess up your sense of direction. This particular ritual could be likened to an occult game of operation, where any deviation from the desired line results in a failure. Not just an angry buzzing, but I'll leave that to the imagination. You probably won't notice immediately that you've made a mistake, so keep your wits about you. With the candle lit, you can proceed to ensure there are no extra items in the drawer, particularly coins. If there are coins, leave immediately and do not take them. If there is nothing else in the drawer, you may take the photos. There are 12 Polaroids in the camera, but you don't need to use all of them. Stand with your back to the western wall and take a photo of the candle. Wait for it to develop fully before taking another. This rule applies to each photo you take. Despite the lack of light, the Polaroid should develop quickly. You will notice immediately that the photo is not of a candle. If it is, I'm so sorry. It will be a photo of you, but a reasonable distance into the future. This could be 20 years or 200. It really just depends. Don't be too concerned if you see a crumbling tombstone. That will be most of us in 200 years. Unless you place the candle against the western wall. Which I hope for your sake, you haven't. This is where the quest becomes interesting. You may use as many or as few of the Polaroids as you like to find your answers. Each photo you take will be closer to the present time, but the time difference between photos will be random. They may show you your future house, or a car in the background. They may show you your future wife or children. The most important thing here is to keep count. You don't want to use the last Polaroid, no matter what. Trust me. There are many ways to grant eternal suffering from this quest, but by far the worst is to use the last Polaroid. Using the last Polaroid will invite an entity into your world that is as old as time itself. It may not kill you immediately. In fact, it may never lay a hand on you. It will, however, ensure the most horrific suffering you can imagine. That could mean watching everyone you love be flayed alive, every day for all of your existence. Maybe it will possess you and let you watch it do horrible things. Very few people in this world are acquainted with this entity, and that's for good reason. With that in mind, most people use 5 or 6, get a few answers and leave. The daring ones use 11. I appreciate their bravery and concentration. Care should be taken to look at each photo carefully. If there are any obscure shapes hiding in the background, it is time to conclude your quest. If each photo is of the same tombstone, it may not be worth continuing until you can see the inscribed date. Wouldn't want it to be too soon. Particularly if you're not 100% confident that all of the previous steps have been done correctly. If you use less than 11 Polaroids, and all of the photos are devoid of peculiar shapes, good on you, you're done now. Just make sure to conclude your quest before 3 a.m. Place the camera and all the Polaroids back in the drawer. Blow out the candle and place it in the drawer too. Leave the building and get what you can from your answers, but don't try the procedure again. I hope you found what you were looking for.
You made it back! Oh, well, most of you did. It looks like some of you might have tried to follow along with the video and missed a step. If this was proven real, would you make an attempt? Let me know in the comments below. A friend of mine tried it once. The next day, he went straight to church and started talking about how he had to be more positive. I asked him what he saw in the photos. He said nothing. They were all negatives. Get it? Negatives?
Negatives?